Someone took all of our notes. Why? Welcome, welcome. Come with me.
Hello.
Have a seat. Pick a chair. Any chair you would like. Alright. So I guess the first question I would have to say is, how do you feel about our economy?
Which economy? Like United States?
Yeah, yeah, United States.
Um, it's going in a way like um inflating that in a way.
Do you feel like Trump has upheld all of his promises so far as president and done what he said he was going to do when running?
No, but not every president has done what they said they promised. But Trump, he hasn't done all what he said.
Yeah, he hasn't done really anything except for the immigration. And if anything, he's done the exact opposite of what he said. I mean, he ran on no new wars. He started a new war. Um, he said he was going to lower the gas prices. Gas prices are higher. He said he was going to lower the price in the grocery store. That's not happening. Um, I mean, there's so many little things too. Like he said he was appointing RFK and he was going to get the food in order in our country, which we all knew that was bullshit. It's RFK, but you know nothing's happened there. That's and there's so many like little shit like that. Are you from the United States?
Could you repeat the question? You might cut out.
Oh yeah. Are you from the United States or no?
I'm from Milwaukee,
Milwaukee.
Wisconsin.
Okay, okay. What are your opinions on ICE?
I feel like the organization's needed, but how it's happening is bad. Obviously, I believe in like not having illegal immigrants in the country because my family are a bunch of immigrants who had to go through the system, and I feel
Mhm.
like if
Well,
you're illegal, you're just saying fuck you. But
okay.
feel
But do you understand, like, the problem why we have so many illegal immigrants? It's not like there's just coming in here and just not doing the paperwork, right? The problem is we don't have enough judges that can grant them their citizenship, right? We don't have enough judges,
yeah.
and they are coming in on a green card with a certain amount of allotted time to get their full citizenship, right? They're coming in, and then when in that process, right, they don't end up getting a court date in that time. Okay. So when they don't end up getting a court date and now they don't have the, temporary documentation, the temporary protected status anymore. So now they are illegal. So now they're scared to go to the courts because ICE is going into the courts where people are trying to go through the legal process in arresting people, right? Like it's a really dirty game, and there's businesses that are using illegal immigrants for cheap labor, and then before the jobs get done, where when they would have to pay them, they are calling ICE on them. Which thankfully there are some business owners actually getting arrested now because of that. But like the whole idea behind like illegal immigrants being bad is like so untrue. Like I think it's great that you're here. I think it's great. I think you are a net benefit for our community and for our population. Just like with all the other immigration that comes here. I mean, they generate so much tax dollars for our country and they cannot reap any of the social benefits like they can't. So I mean, when push comes to shove, if someone's paying into social security, paying into all this shit, but he's not ever gonna fucking reap the benefits, I mean, like, that's fucked up. Like, I think that should be addressed. Like, we should, like, give them more, but especially if they plan on staying here their whole lives. But, like, it, there's a lot of shit that this fascist government wants to do, right? They're pointing at illegal immigrants, so you're not looking at the real problem. Okay, they're pointing at trans people, so you're not looking at the real problem. You're not looking at the fact that billionaires are continuously just gaining more and more money every single fucking day. Every single fucking breath they make, they're making money off of the backs of us. And Nobody is doing anything to fix that. Price gouging is not being solved at all. There are companies that are just like, we had a little bit less profit this year or this month or whatever. Let's raise the prices more. The billionaires are keeping us down and servile and fighting each other over these small fucking issues that they completely have us confused about so that they can continue profiting off of us throughout and throughout. And apparently raping kids too, because the Epstein files is, pretty prevalent, and Donald Trump appointed quite a bit of people in his cabinet that were affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein and had like have proof on them, you know. So you know, I personally don't think that there's a reason for ICE, because before we had ICE, we had INS, right? And their job was what it should be. It was just paperwork, right? They're filing paperwork. They're getting these people helping getting these people documented. They weren't going around like a militant police force appointed by the current leader of the country to do the bidding of whatever he wants. And when you have when you have a government official shoot a woman in her car and then say fucking bitch right after, that should tell you all you need to know about that organization and who the people they have in that organization. They're not out here for us at all. You know, ICE is a very touchy thing for me because, like, I see that and I sincerely see Gestapo. I see fucking brown shirts, right? Like, it's not. I don't see it as a useful entity. But all right, I guess here's my next question. Like, what are your opinions on like just the whole Epstein files as a whole? Like, I mean, with all of these elected officials being implicated and Donald Trump not doing anything about it but releasing the victims. Oh, I'm sorry, I could like barely hear you, my guy.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, okay.
Alright. Um, so, Epstein Files and what it has is all disgusting. But obviously, I'm going to believe that not so innocence before proven guilty. I mean, there's obviously some stuff on there that
Brother.
has been proven, but not everything is obviously true. There's always like a
I
gray
mean, yeah, but
area.
what about the stuff that is proven? I mean, and the stuff that is proven is people that he has appointed to his cabinet, on people he has appointed to his cabinet, and then not to mention the fact instead of releasing the names of the perpetrators and releasing that stuff, they blacked out those names and released the entire list of the victims. That is fucked up. That literally just tells me like, yeah, he's involved and he wants these people's names to be out there and not the people who are guilty. I mean, that's how I would read it. I mean, do you think there should be accountability for the people who are proven to be, and there should be like a full-fledged release of all of the people who are implicated?
Yes.
Okay.
So I believe, with 100% proven solid stuff, evidence that proved on whatever it says in that
Um, I don't know why I could hardly hear you again, my guy. I'm sorry. Um,
Um,
okay, I hear you.
obviously, if you're guilty, and you're in the files, and whatever it says in the files is true, and there's evidence in real life going against you for that, yeah, you should be at some point.
1000%. And that's the fucked up thing is it's not happening, bro. These people are sitting there just profiting off of us. Okay, he is suing himself right now. He is suing the federal government, and he's going to end up having a slush fund of money that he's going to be able to pay out to himself, January 6 rioters, anybody he seems fit. He could look at his son and be like, hey, you look like you were affected by this whole tax release shit. Here's $1 billion. Straight up. And while he's doing that, he is possibly one of the most implicated men, like, in the Epstein files that is just casually doing that, right? And I'm saying he's the most implicated because he has the most people tied to him, right? That he appointed, that he's friends with. I mean, not to mention the fact, even before anybody voted for president this past election, there was quotes of him out there already quoting him saying that he and Epstein likes his girls the same way. They like them young. Exact quotes. Before he ran. Let me ask you something. If your best friend came up to you, then now let's go back in time. This is before Trump ran for office, right? This second term. If your best friend came up to you and said, man, I like my girls just like Epstein. I like them young. How would you look at that friend?
Well, that's fucked up.
Exactly. Nobody took that into consideration. That is something I was extremely vocal about. But nobody listened. Nobody gave a flying fuck. Right? They all just voted for him, man. Which I understand. The options are bad. We live in a capitalist society that is continuously wanting to colonialize the fucking Middle East. I mean, how do you feel about that? What is your opinion on Israel?
Um, boy. So, the Israel government, what they're doing, not, no.
Okay.
Should I think that the country exists for, like, itself? It's for the people, because, fuck, I don't know how to say it. It's kind of like, hate, you like the people, but you, like, hate the government, you know?
Right. Well, and the thing
I,
is,
I of course, I of
it,
course think Palestine should exist, Israel should exist, but I don't like the government of either of
okay.
them. I don't like the Hamas. I don't like the IDF.
Right. Well, see here,
Both.
the way I see this, okay? My opinion on this whole matter. So, Israel since 1948 has been brutalizing Palestinians, taking their land, pushing them further and further away, moving them, corralling them, and killing them, brutalizing them, which is proven. Couple of weeks before October 7th, there was reports of Palestinian children being shot in the ankles, right? So I do not think October 7th was good, but I think if we don't understand what precedents are being set to open the door up to something like that happening, then guess what? We're gonna keep going, keep having it happen, right? Hamas is a response to Israel. Hamas is an example of what happens when your people have been pushed and pushed beyond exhaustion time and time again with no options left in sight because nobody's coming to help them, nobody's coming to save them. Have they done really fucked up shit? Yeah. Okay, they have. But see here the thing is, it's every there was like an old scientific quote that every force has an equal and reactionary equal yet opposite force to it, right? So like I probably butchered that quote completely, but like, if Israel is just shooting at children randomly, then the people who are resisting that fascist occupying government are going to be like, okay, well, we're going to shoot your children because that hurt. It's not, doesn't make it right, but it isn't going to stop until you stop it at the fucking head. Which I believe the problem isn't, it is the government, but it's a little bit more than that, right? They are, you know, they are a Zionist nation. They believe that they are more pure, okay, than other people. They believe that they, are the purest form of human being, right? And now notice I'm not saying Jew, okay? Because it's not about that at all. It is not about their religion, right? That's what Benjamin Netanyahu likes to wrap himself in, when in reality not every person in Israel is a fucking Jewish person. The fact of the matter is it is Zionism, which is a nationalist ideology that is fucking genocidal in nature. They push and push and push to gain as much land as they physically can. That's why they're now trying to do the same thing in Lebanon. That's what they want to do in Lebanon. Okay, that's why America attacked Iran, is because Iran is the only country that's really kind of helping the oppositional forces to Israel, right? They're the only country that's actually helping Hamas, that's actually helping these groups that are actually resisting, okay? So, uh, that's why, they want, what it all comes down to is Israel wants the Middle East, and no matter who we vote for, Democrat, Republican, they're on board with the Zionist shit, it seems. So I'm personally not for either one. My ideal testing point is to ask, how do you feel about Israel, right? Before I vote at all. Because if they're saying they're supporting Israel, I'm not voting for them. They're supporting a fascist ideology, I do not trust them, right? And it.
Most candidates supported Israel, but I think
Wait, what'd you say? I'm
Kamala,
sorry. It's for some reason really quiet on your mic at some points.
uh, Kamala supported Israel, Trump supported Israel,
Yeah,
so
no, 100%. Joe Biden also helped further the fucking facilitation of a genocide. I mean, it's not. What it comes down to is until we start getting people who are anti-Zionists that want to stop giving all this money to Israel and investing it in our own country, our own social programs to lift up the working class, to where, we're not looking at this situation like, wow, am I ever going to be able to afford a house? Am I ever going to be able to afford nice things? Right? Am I ever going to fucking be able to, like, enjoy my life? Or am I just going to be consistently just working to die? Right? You know, or am I ever gonna have to go to the hospital and not have to worry about a fucking $500 bill? You know, like all of that shit could be fixed if we get stop giving money to Israel, divest, right? B, if we tax billionaires a lot more money, okay, and then bring that money back into our nation and fucking uplift our nation so we can generate more fucking wealth and equality for everybody, right? It. But the forces at hand don't want that to happen, because if they keep us they keep us servile and down in the mud working for pennies while they're sitting getting the fucking $100 bills, then it works out for them much better, you know. But that's. I mean, I'm trying to think of something else to ask you. So, like, did you vote this last election?
I'm 17, I can't vote.
Oh, you're only 17. Okay. Okay. Um. All right. I guess I'll.
Honestly, if I had the choice to vote last time,
Mhm.
on the last election, Kamala versus Trump, I'd vote. You might not like this, but I would vote Trump
Okay.
because his first term showed that well, from what I remember, it was not as,
I will
yeah,
say,
his first term was better. He's good.
I will say his first term wasn't nearly as crazy as the second term, but it wasn't like great, dude. His mishandling of COVID was really fucking bad. Like he's like there was a lot of shit he did in his first term that was really fucking bad, all right? But I don't blame you for that at all. And it doesn't even fucking piss me off cuz I understand it, right? What was the other
Honestly,
option?
as
Someone perpetuating a genocide, all right? I mean, I get that. And until the Democrats can actually speak to the tune of the working class, it's going to continue. We're going to continue in this cycle. Unless we can actually elect some socialist candidates who are anti Zionists that would honestly want to help fix the style of life for the working class. But until that happens, we're going to be in this revolving door of getting into quagmires overseas and paying all of our money to Israel. You know,
can I ask you a question?
go for it, go for it.
Are you a libertarian left or
Oh, no, I'm not a libertarian. I am a socialist. So I'm,
like you know the political compass?
yeah, I'm very far left in terms of like the political compass. Yeah, I'm very far left. I would be considered like a progressive, progressive socialist. Honestly, like I'm very like anti-capitalist, anti-colonialist. Um, I'm for immigration. I'm for human rights. I'm for equality. Lifting the minimum wage. I'm for the upliftment of the working class. I want us as workers to have more power and more choice when it comes to our lifestyle and whether or not we can afford to go to the hospital and make sure we're okay, right? Because, if someone has a $500 emergency room bill that they know they're going to have, they're going to be a lot more, fucking nervous to go to the hospital, would you not think? You know, but yeah, no, I definitely don't consider myself like a liberal or any of that shit because to consider yourself that you're saying you're okay with this establishment, you're okay with capitalism. Um,
Well, capitalism is not just the United States. You don't have to. It's mainly the United States where you have to pay hospital bills, but I've seen places like other with capitalist places, free healthcare. You
oh
wouldn't
yeah,
have to
yeah,
worry about.
but that is with more social programs. That's with more socialist oriented programs, truly that have those things. And the other thing is you know when it comes down to it, I would fucking be more happy in that scenario than the scenario we're in now, when our social programs are just getting gutted and cut, and they're saying, oh well, that's waste, fraud, and abuse in our government, right? And they're cutting fucking cancer research for children. Like, bro, like what is that? You know that's fucked up. But I truly think it would be a lot more better if we could. I mean, even in your example, I would say would work too. Okay, it's just with a lot of social programs to really uplift the working class to where people can't get to the point where they're hoarding billions of dollars, right? Because that's my whole big thing. We should not have billionaires. After once you get to a point where you're making 3 mil a fucking year, we should tax the piss out of you, 100%. Especially because you know us working class people are paying a lot in taxes, right? Okay, here's the thing, right? The way that the rich people will get off by saying is they're like, well, we're technically paying more, but in reality, okay, so I make $50,000 a year. Say I'm taxed. Say I'm taxed at. Say the tax rate is 50%, right? It's not, but I'm just making one bullshit one up in my head. I make 50 grand a year, tax rate's 50%. Now, I pay that, right, that's $25,000. Now, say somebody making $1 million a year, okay? $1 million a year, taxed at the same rate, which is generally not. They generally have those rates lower for people who make more money, okay? Because they're like, oh, you're paying more money. When in reality, it's not like you're paying, in a sense, the same amount that I am. You just have more of it, right? So you notice it just about as much as I do if we have the same tax percentage, right? Because you have fucking $5 million and you're getting taxed this percentage and you're losing that amount, right? Who do you think it hurts more, right? Truthfully. And on top of that, it's when they're lowering the amount that the millionaires and billionaires have to pay, the percentage, compared to the like my percentage, that's fucked up. That means they're paying a less percentage of their income than I am to the system. That is what that means. It may be more money, but it is a less percentage of what they earn. They're paying less. Which makes it unbelievably less noticeable for them, but it's still going to be just as noticeable for me, right? You know, I think it would work if we had a capitalist society with a fuck ton more social programs better than it is right now? Yes. I mean, like a lot more social programs. But until that happens and until we start actually limiting the amount that people can make and taxing billionaires at a more proportional rate to what we're being taxed and what we need as a country, then we're not going to go anywhere. I mean, do you think billionaires should pay more in taxes?
Yes, obviously.
Okay.
My beliefs, I'm more like centralist kind of view. Like, um, what was it called?
Centrist.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm thinking of a certain centrist idea that I'm.
Sorry. Had to cough real quick. You still hear me, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Um,
I forgot the name.
yeah, honestly, I don't know. I just really know centrists, and I mean, and I could understand why this.
Uh, I don't believe in like far left communism. I don't believe in far right. I don't believe in the main reason I don't believe in far like left ideas is because sure you're giving the power to the people, but how do I word this? The people is a certain.
I want you to just re-say exactly what you just said there. You're giving the power to the people.
Yes, it's a.
I ain't gonna lie, I
It's,
can't find one thing wrong with that.
no, it's my second language. I'm trying to find the phrasing. If you're giving like what do you mean by like does everybody have hold on. Explain like your idea of like how everybody should have power. Should there be like a government? No
Oh,
government?
yes, there should 100% be a government. First things first, we need to take the money out of our politics so that we can actually have people like me and you get elected, right? We need to do that, right? To where we need to get rid of the electoral college, to where it's not, you're not able to lobby and fucking get certain districts based on what color of skin people have, okay? On top of that, obviously taxing the piss out of billionaires, bringing that money back to more social programs, and if you make under a certain amount, give give them money, right? And if people that like okay, for example, like when we're talking about healthcare, free healthcare for fucking all, that's something we could fucking do. Like, every one of these things is bringing power to the people in its own way, right? Eliminating, making it to where there's extreme tax hikes for people who make over a certain amount of money, to where that money goes back and gets fed into all of these programs, which gives more power to us as people, where our constitution is actually able to be upheld, where we can vote for these people to get the fuck out, and if they don't get the fuck out, when we vote on them to get the fuck out, when they're doing heinous shit like bombing 200 school children, then we could go in there and pull them the fuck out. Because this is fucking America, man. Straight up. Through and through. You know, this country wasn't founded upon daisies and fucking roses, man. The people themselves need to have power returned to them so that when we're getting bullied and abused by these corporations and these fucking politicians that just want to fucking enrich themselves or further their agenda, okay? We gotta cut that. We gotta fucking cut that shit, dude. 100%. And all of these things bring power to the people, okay? And then in terms of just like we should not have people be trying to capitalize off of the most heinous shit. Okay, we shouldn't. We shouldn't be trying to capitalize off of war or genocide or new land that is going to be found upon the genocide, right? We shouldn't be selling fucking stolen Palestinian land in New York and in California, right? We should have a choice on that. But we fucking don't, right? That's what I mean when I say power to the people, because if you were to do some of the main things I'm talking about, that would already bring so much fucking more power back to us, because we wouldn't have fucking Israel being the nation state that they are, because without the United States, they would not be where they are. They would not be where the fuck they are. They would probably have stopped and been asking another country, begging. Seriously. So, all of that shit brings power to us.
I mean, it's not just the United States giving them stuff.
It's not the United States, just the United States, but it is mainly the United States. We have given the absolute most to the Netanyahu government. Whether that be Joe Biden, whether that be Donald Trump, it doesn't fucking matter. We've given them so much armaments militarily and just money to where they don't have to spend any money on their fucking military. They can spend all their money on healthcare, right? They could spend all their money on fucking uplifting their fucking class of people. They're fascist people, so they believe what they're saying. So they get to the point where they're actually believing that you have to kill that Palestinian child because he's gonna grow up to kill me, right? To where they believe that line of fucking psychotic fucking just illness. Sincerely. And it's mainly us, dude. It is mainly us. There are other countries supporting them in smaller ways, but we have given the most insane amount of fucking help to them. And they have infiltrated our fucking our politics by paying off politicians and buying politicians, right, through APAC and these other fucking PACs that are fucking lobbying people to do exactly as they want them to do. That is legitimate. That is legitimately another country damn near fucking invading. Okay, that is literally what that is, brother. That is another country that is getting their people in a form of power here. Okay, they're trying to spread Zionism, which, not every Jewish person is a Zionist, and not every Zionist person is a Jew, right? Which simply means the fact of the matter is not every person in Israel that is a Jew is a Zionist Jew. And not all of the Zionists are even Jewish. We have Zionists in America, Christian Zionists, like Tucker Carlson. No matter how much he pretends that he fucking hates Israel, if he had the choice, It would be just like Israel in the United States for Christianity. I fucking would put all the money in my wallet on it. Okay? So it's what it comes down to is we enable them to get to where they are. We enable them to keep going and going and going, and as soon as we divest from that, it would fix a lot. Fix a lot, because that would be so much more money we'd be having over here, whether that be just the money we're giving to them or the money we're spending in arms to arm them or to fight the battles for them, right?
Um, I have to wrap this up. I'm getting raided.
Oh, okay, brother.
My
Well,
t- my teammate's screaming at me right now.
all right, man. Well, it was a great talk, brother. Hope you enjoyed what I
Yeah.
had to say. I enjoyed the talk with you, man. I hope you guys don't get raided.
Is this being recorded?
Yeah,
What is it being recorded on?
just fucking YouTube, dude. I have a fucking small little channel. If you want, I'll send it to you. Hello?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Hello.
okay. Yeah, I hear you, I hear you. Yeah, no, if you want, I'll send you the link to it. You're a more reasonable person I've talked to, so. But, alright, man, well, I hope you don't get raided, brother. You want me to let you out, or are you just gonna kill yourself, or?
I got that. Yeah, I don't live. I live kind of wasteful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, later, man.